What's up, guys? So we're gonna talk about how I became the ultimate athlete, shredded and fast without having to sacrifice either, right? So I'm able to have this shredded physique right here while also being able to run a 4:31 mile, okay? And a lot of people might be like, that's not possible, that's not possible. Well, I'm going to break down exactly how I did this, even working a 9 to 5 job, as you can see in this picture. Um, and I'm going to show you just basically the basic information that you really need to understand in order to actually learn about this process, right? Because at the end of the day, if you just start, you start to learn, okay? And that's how I began my journey in my bodybuilding and also being able to be a runner at the same exact time, if you get what I'm trying to say here, okay? So you're not gonna have to sacrifice either, but you're able to look shredded while also being able to run your dream time, not sacrificing stamina, not sacrificing endurance, all that good stuff, all right? And this is gonna be a full breakdown of the hybrid athlete system that made me unstoppable while working that 9 to 5 job, all right? So the mission for all of us here is to look good, move fast, and feel invincible, right? We want to be able to run through, for example, the city right here without ever having to, have any eyes look at us because we're skinny. We want to just run through freely, feeling good about ourselves because we're shredded and we're fast, okay? So while working my 9 to 5, I realized that I lacked a ton of energy. And when I got off work, I just wanted to go to sleep, okay? Anytime I wanted to do something productive, I feel like I would not reap the benefits of it because I had no energy, okay? And the one thing that I realized about this is that it was all excuses in my head that I was telling myself that I can't do this, I can't do it. In all reality, what I realized is that I cannot let excuses win over my life when in reality I can actually do this stuff and just it's just that voice in our head, right? The voice is the enemy, which we'll talk about coming up right here. So the first thing that we need to realize is that it all starts in our head, guys. The first step to becoming the athlete isn't the gym, it's in our head. That voice that tells you to skip the run, that says one meal off plan won't hurt. That voice is the enemy, guys. You either kill that voice or it kills your progress, okay? And that's what I did. I killed that voice in my head, and I decided if I needed to get something done, I was getting it done right there. So before anything changed in my body, I had to stop listening to my emotions and start living by execution. Like I said, starting. Starting is going to be the most powerful word in our whole entire life because without starting, we never know what we're truly capable of. And again, it's so powerful because if you start, you get that learning curve and you start learning, you learn, and then you just get better each time, okay? 1% better each day is what I like to live by. That quote right there. So your body follows your movement, okay? Our productivity, our energy, even our emotions, they're all tied to movement. Every single thing that we do in the day, everything is all about productivity. And that's the first step to becoming a hybrid athlete is making sure that you want to be productive, making sure that every single thing that you do in your life is productive. So if that's me recording this video, wanting to stand and record, that's being productive because I know that I'm moving. It's all about movement, right? Our life is movement, all right? I didn't just start running to just run. I ran because it builds momentum, right? As I started to run, I realized that in my life, I started to gain momentum because it opened up so many more opportunities in my life, okay? Because I would run through the cities, I would stop and talk to people. Again, I would run to the gym. People would ask me, like, how are you doing this with this physique? Dude, you ran fast. How did you do that, right? It builds momentum in your life and it just creates engagement with other people in your life, all right? So we were made to move. The more I moved, the more energy I had to train harder, think clearer, and stay disciplined outside the gym. Running isn't just cardio, it's a mindset, it's progress measured every single week, okay? So every single week we're measuring this. How much better did we get this week? Are we getting 1% better each week? Or are we stalling? Are we plateauing? And that's something that we don't want, all right? So this is exactly why running times matter. We don't want to plateau, so we have to make sure that we're tracking our runs, all right? I track my runs became one of the biggest ones in my evolution, all right? Each week I wasn't just working out, I was chasing a number, okay? A 4:30 mile doesn't just happen by accident, right? Every single week I would drop the time and then essentially I would chase that time. And if I didn't hit it, then I didn't get better, okay? And I would train and train and train until I hit that time. And then I would just keep lowering it until there was a time that I was very satisfied with and is like humanly possible, okay? Because I can't say that I'm going to do 1 mile in 1 minute, right? You can't get that low. But at the end of the day, you can reach a limit, which is really, really good, okay? And at the end of the day, it's really good in modern society, and a lot of people can't do that. And it's something that you should be happy about and be able to do every single week, right? Because every week, it's not going to be sustainable in order to try and reach that goal. So we have to build it up in increments. So how do we do this? It's built in increments, like I just said, intervals, sprints, long distance, long slow distance, and time progression, right? So it's a build up. We're building our way up to these times. And then when it comes time to actually hit that record, then you're going full force after that time that you just trained in that previous week or that previous month, okay? So what we have to do is the first thing I did was I would take notes of my times every single time and I would track it, and then we would set a goal for the month after. What would we be at? All right, and we have to make sure that we're hitting that, and essentially it will happen if you implement increments, intervals, sprints, long slow distance, and time progression like I just said. All right, when you see your times dropping, your self-belief skyrockets. This is something that's very true, right? Again, it builds momentum. Your self-belief will skyrocket as you see your times go down because you just want to keep going and keep chasing those times. It becomes an addiction rather than just a daily task, is something that I like to preach as well. So it's the most objective form of proof that you are becoming better, not by feeling it, but by visually seeing it. And again, I'm a visual learner, so when I track this and I'm able to visually see this stuff and I'm able to visually see my progress, it makes my self-belief just keep going up and up and up, always believing that I can become better, better, better. So why I never skipped progressive overload. At the same time, my strength in the gym couldn't fade. Progressive overload wasn't a strategy, it was a principle, okay? Just like we were getting better with running, we have to get better with lifting, all right? So progressive overload is going to be the main principle right here. If I wasn't lifting heavier, controlling better, performing more reps, I was not progressing, right? So every single week, again, we are tracking exactly what weights we did last week and how we're going to get better for this next week and what goals we have for the end of the month, like I just said, all right? And again, that's me just crushing it on in legs. As you can tell, the physique speaks for itself while I'm also able to run these really awesome times. So strength work isn't just for the body, it's for the mind. Again, guys, getting into shape and running and being able to set records for yourself is all a mindset, and it's able to create a whole new lifestyle for yourself, and you're able to see a whole new perspective of what life really is and who you are as a person, right? That's something that I realized, and the confidence that I gained, the way I'm able to speak to people now just because of this type of exercising is unbelievable, okay? So every time I push a new PR, I reinforce this. I'm still getting better and I'm still sharpening the weapon. I'm still getting better every single day and I'm going to sharpen that weapon and keep on doing it and doing it and doing it until I can't, right? Until I'm in my deathbed, we'll say, all right? So let's move on to the next part. Why the routine matches my energy cycle, all right? My workouts aren't random. They are all planned, okay? My workouts aren't just, okay, I'm just going to go for a run real quick. I make sure that these things are planned out so I can get better because, again, tracking our progress is so important into becoming who we want to be. They're designed around energy cycles, when I'm most alert, when I recover my best, how often I can move without burning out, upper body strength when I'm fresh, and then leg days before run days, which sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, this is what builds mental toughness, right? But then stretching is going to become very important in this type of cycle of training, right? Because if you're doing legs before running days, you got to make sure that your legs are going to be loose and you have the proper warm up before you get on that run. But this definitely builds mental toughness. Obviously, I won't do this every single time, but if I feel like I can, I damn sure will, okay? So zone 2 cardio when I need to recover but stay in motion, okay? So this is, again, can be slow, long distance. It's just getting a jog in there, being productive. We want to make sure that we're implementing zone 2 so we're not stressing our legs out, stressing our body out. So this is going to be very important when it comes to training, all right? The whole week is built to match human nature, not fight, okay? Because, again, guys, we're training like primal people, all right? Back then, do you think they had shoes? Do you think they had cars to go catch their prey? No, they're running, they're spearing them and stuff like that. I know it sounds cliche, but again, we're built to do this type of stuff. If they're able to do it in the past, if you think about it like this, if they're able to catch and run and get these animals in the past, what makes us think that we can't run a 4:30 mile, right? Because these animals can definitely run a lot faster than 4 minutes and 30 seconds a mile. I can tell you that. But again, this is human nature. We can't fight it, all right? So if you want to actually become like our primal ancestors, we got to train like our primal ancestors, okay? I know it sounds funny, but it's very true. So why I stick to whole foods, okay? Getting shredded isn't about starving. Guys, if you just implement a new healthy standard into your lifestyle when it comes to diet, you're gonna see results, all right? Obviously, macros and calories play a factor into achieving some type of dream physique. However, if you just Get off the snacks, get off the candy, get off the Cheez-Its and stuff like that, and just start implementing whole foods in a healthy diet that's going to hit our right calorie count and get enough protein in for the day, we are going to be perfect when it comes to building muscle and also being able to reach those times that we want when running, okay? So it's all about eating the foods that satisfy you, nourish you, and keep you lean year round, all right? So this is exactly what I do and how I'm able to stay lean year round. Whole foods changed everything. Eggs, lean beef, rice, oats, Greek yogurt. These are just examples of things that I eat. However, there's no crazy diets. There's no macro games when it comes to this stuff. As long as we're hitting those protein goals, like I said, and essentially changing our diet to a healthier diet, we're going to get leaner and we're going to be able to honestly see the results that we want to, all right? So again, you can get to the shape that you want by not tracking your macros and calories, but obviously that's still going to play a big factor when it comes to getting that dream physique, just like I did, okay? Just food your body understands so you can eat clean and actually enjoy it. I built a diet that I could follow for life. So this is just an example. I have steaks with eggs right here. That was a 10-ounce ribeye steak with 3 whole eggs and then some kiwis. Then we had eggs, avocado, and some Greek yogurt right here. And guys, I'm telling you, this diet satisfies me every single day. I look forward to eating every day. And there's not a time where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go eat McDonald's, because this satisfies me just as much, if not even more. So one of the biggest and most important factors into getting into shape is our circle, okay? Your circle is your ceiling. Here's the truth. If people around you don't train, don't clean, and don't talk about your goals, you're done before you start, okay? Your circle decides your ceiling. Right here, we got me and my buddy Jace. Every single morning we wake up and we go for this run to the gym, all right? Me and him push each other to go faster every single day. We track our runs, seeing exactly how we could beat our times from last week or yesterday, okay? So I surround myself with guys who train hard, eat clean, and call me out when I slack, okay? That accountability, that's why I stay sharp. If you want to become elite, you need people around you chasing elite, all right? So again, if you're going to hang around people who are smoking weed every single day, then you're most likely going to smoke weed with them. If you're going to be around someone who's going to run every single day and push you, you're going to become better in that form as well. Okay, who this is not for. If you feel like this is not for you, I just want you to click off this video right now, because again, if you don't want to become 1% better and see that self-improvement, then it's not for you, all right? This process isn't for everyone. It's not for the guy looking for shortcuts. It's not for the guy who trains once a week and posts twice a day. It's for the one who wants to earn it, who wants to feel like a weapon, who wants to be both shredded and sharp, strong and fast, calm and relentless. That's who this is for. Again, if you don't have the mindset of wanting to actually change your lifestyle right now and implement it right now, get started today, this is not for you. This is not something that you have to think about. This is something that you know you want to do. So I have an opportunity for you guys. I've built a community of guys who are chasing one goal: to become the best version of themselves, both physically and mentally. Every day we are communicating with each other as a whole, and every week we are getting on group calls together. So as you can tell, these are the group calls. Different guys join at different times. Obviously, people have different things going on in their life, so when they join when they can. All of these guys have made unbelievable transformations. If you guys want to look at their transformations, I'm going to link the video in the description to my other video that describes exactly what I offer inside of my coaching. And that's what I'm going to lead into here now, okay? This is not only a community, but a roadmap to success. Each one of these guys followed a structured plan catered towards their body and their goals, a tailored meal plan based on the food that they enjoy, an exercise regimen that is good to their schedule to maximize results, and one-on-one weekly calls to review progress, what needs to be adjusted, okay? And then you're going to have 24/7 access to me for any questions. Again, this isn't something that you join and never talk to you again. This is where you get to talk to me all the dang time about things that you need to learn about, okay? I want to teach you and implement what I know from my head into yours, all right? And the daily accountable checks. Those are going to be super duper important, because there's going to days where you're going to feel off, but that's where you're going to have that extra push from me and others in the group in order to actually get the stuff done that you need to do for that day, okay? So what I actually do is I make you upload your meals, you training, you running, you doing cardio. Those types of things are all uploaded in pictures, and I make sure that you're actually doing these things. And that's how we hold on to the accountability aspect of my coaching, okay? And again, guys, you are one step away from changing your whole entire lifestyle. If you are ready to transform your mindset and body, schedule a call in with me in the link in the description, okay? I look forward to talking to you guys, and let's get this done. I can't wait for you to change your whole entire lifestyle.